Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey, y'all. We are back. Hey, I want to start this podcast episode off by just saying your feedback on the podcast has been incredible. By the time you get to this episode, I will have exceeded 1,500 downloads. I have received emails and messages. I just want to talk about two that I got this week. One was from a person who quotes me on the podcast. She shares stuff on Facebook, and she said, "You are helping me." And that felt so good to me to hear. She said, "You are helping me. You are helping me change my life." And then another person was like, "You are giving me life," which is like, I'm listening. I'm learning so much. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going places. People are stopping me and they're like, "Listen, I love the podcast. Oh my goodness." They're quoting me. It's been really great. No ego, y'all. Although I do feel good about what I have done, but I am so happy that I'm helping you. And this is a perfect segue into today's topic because I had not planned on doing this, but I was minding my social media business. I was on Facebook, and Tana Gilmore, who is my Facebook friend, y'all, Tana is an incredible woman who's doing amazing things. Her and her friend and business partner, Kelly, are part of the duo of Love Match Atlanta on Bravo. They help people to find lasting love and to feel good about themselves along the way. And Tana put on Facebook, and I've gotten her permission to talk about this, about insomnia. And y'all, last time I checked, there were 66 comments of Black women saying, "Me too, me too, me too. I can't sleep at night. I can't." And I have so much personal experience with this. And I actually have my Kleenex close to me because I feel a little weepy about this. But as a child, I struggled so much with insomnia. And honestly, I used to go into my parents' bedroom at night. I had a lot of fear at night. Would go in at night in their room and sleep on the edge of the bed next to my mom. And just when my dad passed away, my mom had just rolled my hair on those pink sponge rollers. Black girls, y'all know what I'm talking about. And there was a knock on the sliding glass door, and I already struggled with sleep, but I was in my bed and I heard it, and I ran out, and I, experienced my mom running down the hall and being like, "No, no, no." And whatever little piece of sleep I had was obliterated, because having a traumatic event happen around nighttime, this may be part of the reason why y'all are struggling with sleep, because something happened traumatic, a traumatic event happened at night, and your brain is hyper vigilant, because remember, you all, your brain wants to keep you alive by any means necessary, and it is hyper vigilant about what could happen again. Your brain learns lessons very well, so if something happens and it traumatized you, your brain will keep you up, keep your thoughts going to protect you, because what else could happen at night? That was my life for years. Now I'll have friends who'll be like, "Oh, you used to fall asleep around me." Oh, but insomnia is not about falling asleep. It's not just about falling asleep. It's staying asleep, okay? Because I struggle with this, and I no longer struggle with this. And I'll tell you the turning point for me. I remember it 100%. The turning point for me was in about 2000. I'm going to make up the date. Let's just say 2007, 6. It had to be 2006. I hadn't bought my house yet. 2006, my first house. 2005, 2006. I actually, nope, wrong trip. 2008, I went to Panama. And I'm going to be protective about this because I'm very protective about Panama. I'm not going to say where I went in Panama, but I went to Panama to a place for artists. And this particular place in Panama, there had only been one murder in 40 plus years. People, did not lock their doors at night. This place in Panama doesn't even have addresses. Okay. Like, the man, woman, whoever the mail carrier looks at the name, knows where the places are. Okay. When I went to Panama, I think the fact that I allowed myself to go somewhere that I wanted to go, I followed through on my desire. I was around other artists. I was working on a play at that time. And I felt so safe that I slept like a baby for the first time in my life. I was floating in the ocean. I was kayaking on the bay. So much of the curiosity in me that I had pushed away, that I made myself smaller by not engaging, was so engaged that every single night I fell in the bed. And I just remember being like, oh my goodness, I feel like I've been cured just by leaving my home and going somewhere else. And those after effects, like what I did after continuing that, my sleep was there. I was probably about 25, 26. My sleep has been great ever since then, with the one caveat built in. When the same things come up and I'm not looking at them in my waking life, then they find me. So this episode is dedicated to you and those women who I want you to find your sleep. And I am going to hold that belief for you all, that all of you all are going to solve your insomnia and do that with grace and love, so much self-love for yourself. Okay. So let me switch into gear about, how we're going to get better. I think I'm going to name this episode, Why Y'all Don't Sleep. Okay. So here are some ideas I've had. I have helped clients with this. Trigger warning. I didn't get you the first trigger warning. I got this one. I did have a client. If I am about to talk about sexual violence, if you do not want to hear that, please turn off this podcast, or please fast forward the podcast by a minute and I'll be done. I had a client who was gang raped and her companion was beaten, and she struggled with sleep for decades and decades and decades. And she came to me. She actually came initially as a weight loss client. And if you're a weight loss client or any client, you're going to get life coach because they are one and the same. And we really had to look at her sleep hygiene, what she was doing to prevent sleep. Well, one of the things she was doing to prevent sleep was she was falling asleep in her rocking chair every night because she was scared to be in the bedroom, because she wasn't going to be able to hear who may be coming in. And we, bit by bit, got her out that rocking chair to make her bedroom a good place. Okay. She was eating at night because she was terrified. We got her to stop snacking at night, which equaled weight loss for her. And that, with other things, I can't go into all the things that we did because we did several things. We had a couple of little experiments to see what worked and what didn't work. But eventually, sleep came. She was astounded. She had not had continual good sleep in over 40 years. So I did abbreviate that story. We worked together. There was a lot of work that went into it. Y'all, please get help if you need to. Doctors, life coach, therapist, we are here to help. And it may be something that somebody says in a certain way that changes your life. I know that's been the case for me. If you want to work with me, go to kimarrington.com. And at the top of the page, if you go to the show notes, if you're listening to me, you'll see my website. If you're on YouTube, you'll see my website. And join my waiting list, and I will get to you when I have an opening in my coaching. Okay. I have helped many people. If you come to me and you stay with me, we're going to talk about sleep. Sleep is life sustaining. Sleep is one of the easiest things you can do to improve your life. And for us who have insomnia, just knowing that it doesn't have to last forever. Okay. So at the root of my insomnia, I realized how scared I was. I was scared. I was terrified. So many of us are walking around feeling terrified. We are scared. And it is at night when we lie down where our brains catch up to name every fear that we've had throughout the day that we haven't looked at. And one of the easiest things to think about is, can you look at your insomnia as a tool, a helpful tool? Your insomnia is trying to tell you something. Like, what are you not dealing with in your waking life, right? So instead of looking at it as the big bad wolf, although the big bad wolf taught us a story, right? Those three little pigs taught us how to build something that really lasts, right? Don't look at it as the big bad wolf. Look at it as, what is it trying to tell me? What anxiety are you not naming? What fears are you not naming? I just recorded an episode prior to this about our children. Who are you worrying about? How do you feel powerless? What do you need to process? Okay. Journaling is very helpful with this. I already mentioned getting a therapist or a coach. I do want to add in one caveat. If you are struggling with sleep, being able to talk to a life coach or a therapist earlier in the day gives more time before bed, and it may help you in sleeping, because if you are unloading towards the end of the day, it may interrupt your sleep. Your sleep really, okay, listen, I'm about to say some shit that might not be exactly right, but I'm gonna try it, okay? Your sleep, and often when you sleep, your subconscious is running through the fears, the anxieties, the things you haven't thought about, the things you won't let yourself touch. You know, remember, your brain is trying to keep you alive, right? So you get towards the end of the night and the shit hits the fan because you ain't thought about this. You kept pushing and resisting it. Having a regular journaling practice. I really love Julia Cameron's morning pages. Look that up on YouTube. It's part of the Artist's Way, where you just stream a consciousness of, what's going on in your life. Like doing that earlier in the day, first thing. I really like having a huge amount of time between you processing things and you trying to sleep at night, because the earlier you do it, the less likely it's going to interrupt your sleep. If you do it right before bed, now everybody's different, y'all. Some people I know journal right before bed and they're fine. But like, I'm the person who cannot take a shower right before bed because it energizes me. So if I'm going to take a shower, it needs to be about 6 or 7, because if I do it right before bed, like, showers wake me up. I need some more time. So we're all different. Some of what I'm saying may be the opposite for you, but I just want to give these as tools, okay? You got to name the fear to claim the peace. Fears. You got to name the fear to claim the peace. Are you lonely? Are you just scared? Are you unsure? Financial. Financial could be its own category, the finances. Do you feel unsupported? All these things, you've got to name the fear to claim the peace. If you're not naming the fear, how do you get to a solution, y'all? If you're not allowing yourself to look it in the face, how do you get the solution, y'all? I can't name it because it'll end me. It's ending you already, little by little. Go ahead and name it. Try something new. Y'all don't always like that. Try something new. If you've been trying this for decades, you might want to listen to Coach Kim. Try something new. If you come to me, we're going to work on little experiments to get you where you need to be. Your mind is racing at night for a reason. Maybe you're not giving yourself time in the day to take 10, 15, oh, got to be 3 hours to process some things, okay? So here's a big one. This goes back to that Panama story for me. What do you want to do or become that you're not allowing yourself to do or become? I've been a teacher for 15 years, but I really want to work at a jewelry store and learn about jewelry design. I no longer feel safe in this relationship. And if there isn't any intervention, that I need to think about another alternative. I don't like where I'm living. I want to live somewhere else. If you're not allowing yourself to become the new thing, it will find you in the night. I didn't make the rules. I just let y'all know where they are. That's it. I have an episode, a podcast episode about change is the new black. Shit, all my podcasts talk about change. If you want to be real, you got to name the desire to claim the peace. What are you doing that you don't want to do anymore? What are you not doing that you want to do? Those are important questions to ask, my friends. You got to. And you don't just answer the question once and it's done for life. You must keep answering it. I will tell you, the little naive Kim was like, oh, if I deal with self-love, this is 20-year-old Kim and 30-year-old Kim, if I deal with self-love, then I got it. I don't got to deal with it again. No, boo-boo. You will have to keep coming back to that. You will have to keep asking yourself this question. And I want you to write this down. If you're driving, please don't. Just come back to this. What do you want to do or become that you're not allowing yourself to be? Journal on that. Talk to your friends about it. Talk to your phone's video function about it, okay? Or what are you doing that you don't want to do anymore? You have to stop affirming you can't sleep. Thoughts become things. Y'all heard that? I'm a big follower of the law of assumption. What I assume shows up. What I believe ends up showing up in physical form in my life. My shoulder was hurting today after I was working out, and I was frustrated because I went to boot camp and it kind of popped out of socket. That's not really what it did, but it just felt injured twice. And on my way home, I was like, stop affirming you have a shoulder injury. Say your shoulder is completely healed. Your left shoulder loves you. You know, all that woo-woo stuff y'all don't like. Stop affirming you can't sleep. Stop telling everybody you can't sleep. Once you've named it, once you've felt the feelings, then affirm what you want. My sleep is getting better and better each night. I'm really learning a lot about myself and how I sleep. Sleep feels good. Sleep is available to me. Oh my goodness, I sleep so well. The new bed linens and blackout curtains I bought help me to sleep incredibly. Sleep can change for me. Sleep loves me. I am safe. Affirm what you want. Don't just keep talking about, that was real Southern. Affirm what you want. Affirm what you want. Don't keep talking about what's going wrong. Shit, that's for life. That's on anything. That's on everything. You need to think about what you want instead of what you don't want. Okay. How's your sleep hygiene? Because insomnia does not have to be a life sentence. Is your room set up for optimal sleep? Y'all, and falling asleep with that TV on. So you're watching Power. I've never watched Power. I know. Grab my black card. Okay. You're watching Power and something happens on the show and you're halfway between that state of like sleep and not quite awake, but not quite asleep. And then you start dreaming about it. The sleep timer probably has disrupted Millions and millions of people sleep. Some people are going to be like, well, Coach Kim, I do it every night and I sleep great. Well, we ain't talking to y'all. If that's the case, good. I'm talking to the people who think they can't sleep without that TV timer going off. You're like, well, I don't sleep with the TV on anymore. Some of y'all do. That's even harder if you're sleeping with the TV on, because all those things, your brain is listening. Remember that hypervigilance to keep you safe no matter what. And it's like not able to tell that it's the TV. It's like giving you dreams, warnings. Okay. Y'all got to, I slept with the TV on for years, and then I went to the sleep timer. There is a direct correlation between me not sleeping with the TV on and me sleeping. I do not have a TV in my bedroom. I have not had a TV in my bedroom for over 10 years. And even in the bedroom before this one, I never turned on the TV. I think I can credit this to one of my friends who was like, what do you mean you sleep with your TV on? I had never even thought that it was a possibility not to sleep with a TV on. I did that all through high school. Turn off the TV, get better sleep. All right, this is a big one, y'all. And this kind of goes into, look up blue light. Look up blue light. Your phone is giving you unprecedented amounts of light. Your brain is sensitive to light. That phone, last thing at night, scrolling through social media, is activating your brain. That light is going into your, okay, here I go again. Here I go again, going into your eye sockets and doing stuff in your brain, okay? You are disrupting your sleep by animating activities. The TV I just talked about, the phone. You can set up the notifications where you silence them except the important ones. All the phones do that. You can put your phone in another room. I know y'all are like, are you crazy? Hypervigilance is, I have to be aware of things before they happen. What happens if this happens? If you're constantly thinking someone's going to call you in the middle of the night with an emergency, that is the definition of hypervigilance. You got to think about it. Do you want sleep, or do you want seeing what Craig's doing on social media? Craig been doing the same thing on social media since 1925, okay? Here's what's helped me: meditation. Meditation is its own category. So much literature out here about how meditation works. I don't meditate every day. I did for a time. I meditate probably about 3 or 4 times a week. I literally set a timer on my phone. For 10 minutes, I turn off the lights. I sit lotus, which is basically cross-legged. I do not put my hands in this position of up to the sky. Hey, if you want to, that's great. Some people put their legs on the floor. Some people do it lying down. I literally, everybody says they meditate wrong. You do not. Meditation is not about having thoughts come into your head. It's continually going back to the breath. So the thoughts go to my head, I gently push them away, and I go back to the breath. So many apps out here, Calm, other things, videos on meditations, books on meditation. The easiest way for me is just setting a timer for 10 minutes and continually returning to the breath. What does that mean? That means when my thoughts start thinking about my grocery list or the fight I had with this person or whatever, I just continually go back to noticing my breath, noticing the sensation of my breath, feeling it filling up my lungs. Meditation can train your mind to do what you want it to do, which is to not be overactive. Meditating 10 minutes in the morning can set you up for sleep at night. It's that powerful. Okay. Being dehydrated can mess up your sleep. Now, y'all, I am not one of those, let's drink a liter of water girls. I'm good with the 8, getting as close as I can to the 8 cups a day of water. That's good for me, the 64 ounces. I know I feel better when I am hydrated. I think better. I think more clearly. I sleep better. Some of y'all aren't drinking enough water, and it is affecting your sleep. Okay. So you may need a sleep routine. Think of a sleep routine as something you do repeatedly that gets your body ready for sleep. So what are 3 things that you can do to get your body ready for sleep? Y'all don't need this. I'm going to go to sleep. Speaking of that, the snoring I just did, if you go to a doctor, I know I'm jumping around, but hey, this is how my brain is working right now. You may need to be evaluated for sleep apnea. Okay. So that, like, going to a doctor could be a step in this. Your hormones, sleep apnea, looking at your tests, your thyroid, all those things, your vitamin D levels, all the things that can come in and play a part in you not sleeping. But back to the sleep routine, 3 things you do every night. I can't read at night. Reading at night animates my brain. I have a huge imagination, very creative imagination. I can't read at night. If there's anything, I try to do it before 6 o'clock. Also, I can't drink a ton of water at night, or I had to get up and pee. Okay, so what are 3 things? Maybe you wash your face. Well, this is what I do. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, and I know that, like, I'm never going to fall asleep with the TV on. I am able to look at my phone a little bit before sleep, but I usually try to stop 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes to an hour before I sleep. And just 3 things I know I'm going to do every night. I'm going to put, like, so also I have something comfortable to sleep in. I'm going to put that on. Just 3 things every night that I'm going to do. Okay. I mentioned we're all different. So a shower may wake you up. Before you go to sleep. I have to shower earlier because showers do wake me up. Okay. Trying to go to bed at the same time. This is part of the sleep routine. Y'all, stop falling asleep on the couch. If you're tired, go to your bedroom. Ooh, big one. I did not write this one down. I had to stop doing this. Stop working in your bed. Work in your office, the kitchen table, downstairs. Stop making your bed a workstation, because if it's a workstation, your brain gets used to that habit and it will still be thinking about work stuff at night. Okay. Another big one, stop eating so close to bed. That may be giving you gas or other things. My mom used to always say, if you eat too close to bed, you have bad dreams. But think about, like, maybe ending your eating a few hours before you go to bed, okay? It's a huge one. It's part of your sleep routine. Exercising first thing in the morning equals better sleep. Y'all, last night I was trying to keep myself staying up beyond 8 p.m. I ran 6.2 miles yesterday. You do not have to run that much. Walking 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, doing, a walking routine. I love Grow with Joe on YouTube. It's free. She has an app if you want to support her. But exercising first thing in the morning, I usually boot camp before 8:30 or 8:30, sometimes 9:30. That buys me my sleep. It also buys me a better mood. Those endorphins floating in my bloodstream, okay? Exercising earlier in the day helps you feel tired. We fight sleep, y'all. We be the 2-year-olds fighting sleep because we're like, oh, why am I so tired? And I'm like, no, your body's been up since 5 or 6 o'clock. It makes sense that at 8 or 9 o'clock, it's ready to go to sleep. That's actually a correct sleep cycle. You have maybe interrupted your sleep so much, okay? So you may need to become your own research project. I talked about visiting a doctor. Deciding you're going to keep at figuring out sleep until you figure it out. Looking at the little wins along the way. Hey, I'm sleeping now 2 hours before waking up. I'm sleeping now 3 hours before waking up. I'm actually able to fall asleep. Those new blackout curtains have been great. I'm sleeping. You don't have to go from no sleep or little sleep, 2 hours of sleep, to 7 and 8 hours of sleep to be successful. You've got to see the little wins along the way. I actually fell asleep without having to think about it. And I will share one of my things when I'm struggling to sleep, and occasionally I still do. I count backwards. I never get to 1. I start counting. I start at 100, 99, 98, and I wait a second in between. And I think I usually make it to like the 60s or the 70s before, and I've never made it to 1. Okay. Another thing that can help you sleep, now that I thought about it, self-pleasuring. Self-pleasuring can help you sleep. A sexual encounter can help you sleep. Some of y'all have a cutie sleeping in the bed next to you, and you are not using said cutie to help you sleep. Or you always know what I say, you can have sex by your damn self, can help you sleep. Okay. Something that I use, one of my buds just told me about it. It's called the Streaks app. And the Streaks app, this goes hand in hand with the next one. This is my last one. Are you speaking life over yourself or just giving it away? What does it mean to speak life over yourself? Are you noticing your credit? Are you noticing your beauty? Are you noticing your amazingness? Are you just sitting here? This is so big as a weight loss coach. This is one of the first things I teach my clients. Don't you be waiting till you lose your 30, 40 pounds to think you're hot and sexy. Don't you be thinking that you have to be this kind of happy or this weight to be happy. Are you noticing, gosh, I've got the cutest ankles. I actually really do have freaking cute ankles. Are you noticing your smile? Are you noticing how you are unique and one of a kind? Are you sharing that all with everybody? Oh, girl, I like your outfit. Well, do you like your outfit? If you don't, go find an outfit you like. Are you doing things for yourself? Are you speaking life over your accomplishments, the amazing things you're doing? Are you noticing, you may like not think it's extraordinary, but like we're all like, oh my gosh, she's the baddest bitch. He's the baddest bitch. They're the baddest bitch. I literally put a Facebook message on somebody's page today. Well, I think I'm the entire bomb, so I can easily give that away. I said, you are the whole entire bomb, and they are so lucky to have you. But I feel that way about me. I feel like I'm the entire bomb. Was I always this way? I had to work on it. What's beautiful about you? What's amazing about you? If you don't know, ask people. When I was in B school, I had an assignment where I had to email people and ask them 5 things they noticed about me. And it was lovely receiving the responses back. With the Streaks app, I literally have to, so let me show y'all. Well, actually, my phone is off. So with the Streaks app, it's an app where I record if I run 3 times a week. If I don't, so what? If I run once a week or don't run at all, I'm still great. You're still great. But this is the biggest thing I record. And I got this from my friend Roz. Shout out to you, Roz, who told me about the Streaks app. But you basically record, like I record my self-love 3 times a day. I have to notice my self-love and push the button. And at the end of the day, I need to have shown myself self-love at least 3 times. I also track my daily workouts. I work out at least 5 days a week, but I move every single day. So I you know, it's an app I get to push. Okay. The Streak apps, there's so many apps out there that can help you to notice, to give yourself credit. That's speaking life. Don't just give it away. Don't just tell her how she's great or how they're great or how he's great, or don't just give it away. You got to notice that for yourself, because at the end of the day, when you're in the bed, you might be like, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. If you have spoken life over yourself during the day, that's less likely to happen. Okay. So, oh yeah, Kim, you forgot to mention the book. See, I wasn't even going to do this sleep episode until I read this book, but a really good book to read. Also on YouTube, Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep, Unlocking the Power of Sleep and Dreams. Remember, you're your own research project. You're going to finish this thinking about why you don't sleep until you get it. Matthew Walker is a sleep expert. Why we sleep, unlocking the power of sleep and dreams. You are your own research project. You're going to figure this out. Y'all, I'm wishing you good sleep. Do not give up until you get it. I gave you 11 things to do. Please share this episode with someone who's struggling with sleep, and let me be the first to let you know you do not have to do that for the rest of your life. Okay? Love y'all. Thanks for your support. I'm speaking life over y'all. Y'all are fantastic. Okay? Wishing you a restful night's sleep tonight and all the nights of your life.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to KimArrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around. There's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors, and you damn sure don't lie to your life coach.